Hello, welcome back. I'm Lori Williams. I am a psychic medium, energy healer, animal communicator, and spiritual teacher. And today I want to talk to you about recognizing what is yours and what is not yours. And typically, when you're going through healing, if you're trying to release things that just absolutely do not belong to you, you're going to have a hard time and you're going to come up against a wall, so to speak, in your healing journey. So, what I teach my clients is to make this like little chart like this on a piece of paper. Sorry, like that on a piece of paper. And literally you're just going to put on one side like my responsibility and then, whoever the other person is, their responsibility. And you're going to write down everything that you are responsible for in the situation. I've done this exercise for letting go or figuring out what was my responsibility in terms of abuse, in terms of failed relationships, because and it's not a matter of placing blame on yourself or even on the other person. It's about recognizing, especially under the your column, recognizing the things that you have the power and the control to change in the future. It might be through lessons learned. It might be through not a realization of, wow, I didn't realize I did that in when I was in that situation. So I have to be more mindful of doing, making sure that I'm not doing that in my future, my present, my future relationships. Ultimately, what happens is when we try to hold on or we try to release things that are not our responsibility, it becomes a struggle and you come up against this like wall where it almost feels like you can't go forward with it. So if you have never had the ability to stop it from happening, it's not your responsibility. If you could have drastically changed the outcome, or you sorry, if you couldn't have drastically changed the outcome, like you had no control over the situation whatsoever, then it's not your responsibility and it needs to go into the column for the other person. Once you realize that what what the other person's responsibility in this is, you can kind of go through that list and look at it and be like, okay, well, what part of this, like, is there any part of this that I'm holding on to, that I am taking this on as mine? And as soon as you realize there probably is one or two things on their list that you are holding on to, once you realize that, it's actually a lot easier to be able to recognize that there's no need for you to heal it. You just need to put that where it belongs. So, like for an example, if you're carrying guilt and shame that does not belong to you, you know exactly who it belongs to. You just like simply, I let that go. I refuse to carry that anymore. That's not my burden to carry. And unfortunately, as human beings, we tend to take a lot of things on as our own, especially like empathic human beings, not so much the narcissists. The narcissists blame everybody else, but the empaths definitely take things on all as like their fault or it was something, bad about them that caused that to happen. And that just simply is not true. So, doing this exercise and allowing yourself to recognize what actually is your responsibility and what has never been your responsibility will help you to make sure that you're only carrying around the things that you need to carry. The things that you need to carry, here's the good news, the things that you need to carry that are your responsibility, you can heal through those. You can like release them. You feel them, you process them, you release it, and you let it go. You can do all of that. That's what healing is. And that's why I wanted to make this video today, because I wanted to make sure that you had a very good understanding that, I mean, you can try to heal yourself for the next 20 years. If you're trying to heal yourself of stuff that is not your responsibility, you're always going to come up against that wall. I hope this is helpful to you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you back here next time. Until then, take care. Bye for now.